Oh,
Uh, couple things here. So the 76ers are the exact opposite of the Suns for me. I have bet against the 76ers like every single time, and so I got to go with them this time.
maybe.
Something's got to give. And point number two, I wanted to say, I found it. I did take the Jazz, and minus 11 is what I got them at.
Okay. Okay. There you go. Love that. But that maybe the 76ers are your Houston Astros,
My Houston Astros.
where no
I,
matter what side of their game you bet on, you
yeah.
lose.
I mean, I'd be fine with that. I'm not a 76ers fan. I
Right.
know I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. If you told me you can never bet on the 76ers, I'll be like, oh, too bad. Don't
Darn.
care. Don't care.
But
Pat, we're not live.
I know I saw your comment. I went for it and added it. So apparently, even though I have a stream set up on OBS and it was feeding into the YouTube studio, I have to hit go live on YouTube, even though I hit go live on OBS, which is ridiculous. But
Awesome.
nonetheless, so you guys missed out on the video portion of the first half of this podcast, but it's fine. Um, but Connor, I think this Kings team has underperformed all season, and now that the coach is gone and out of the way, they don't have to worry about playing for his job or anything like that. They're just nothing to lose here. So
Okay.
I think they play better and up to their potential. So I'm taking the Kings in this one.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm just kidding. Like I said, 76ers aren't a team that I'm like, this is the team. This is the one you need to follow. No, this is also another game that I'm not super confident about, just like the Grizzlies one. But yeah, that one could go either way.
Well, that wraps up the NBA for tonight. So let's head to the ice, where I know this is what Connor's really been waiting for the whole time.
I love it.
All right, first game, Blue Jackets at Sabres. The Blue Jackets are minus 134 on the money line. Corpus Salo is in net for the Blue Jackets. He is their backup goalie. 3.56 goals allowed per game with a .897 save percentage. Dell is in the net for the Sabres. I believe he's actually their third string goalie. He has 4.32 goals allowed per game with a .861 save percentage. So based off of that information alone, it sounds like the goals should be flowing tonight in that game. Um, so we might look at the over, but the Blue Jackets are 3-3 away from home, and the Sabres are 5-3-1 at home. So I'm going with the Sabres. I mean, you get plus value with the Sabres. Sabres are a much better team at home. Um, but if you are interested in the over, the total has gone over in 7 of the Blue Jackets' last 8 games and 6 of Buffalo's last 9. So the trends lean towards the over in that game.
Hammer it.
What's that?
This said hammer the over.
Hammer it.
Yeah.
I agree. I am taking Dunder Mifflin and Sabre. That's where we got to take it.
Unbelievable.
But I had to pick a team. Sabres.
Sabres. All right.
Easy.
This next one, Golden Knights at Blues. The Blues are at home and are minus 156 on the money line. Leonard is in net for the Knights. He's got a 2.87 goals allowed per game and a .917 save percentage. And then Bennington is in net for the Blues. He's got a 2.85 goals allowed per game and a .912 save percentage. So they're pretty even in the goalies. But these next two are what sold it for me. The Golden Knights are 5-1 in their last 6 games, and the Blues are 1-5 in their last 6. So we're gonna keep the hot streak going tonight. Give me the Golden Knights and another plus value pick.
Also taking the Golden Knights. I think that's an easy pick. They're the underdog. Not entirely sure why they're the underdog, but I like it. I'll take the added value to it. Uh, so did you say you were taking the over as well on this?
Nope. I thought about it, but the only over I'm probably looking at is that Sabres Blue Jackets game.
Okay. I would kind of glance at this one just because they're both close to 3 goals allowed per game on average.
Yep. Yep. I'm curious to what that over is. That over might be at 6.5.
Uh,
But also
figured, good,
what
good.
the Golden Knights are also getting healthy. Um, they're getting some people back from injury, and we all know that this Golden Knights team, when fully healthy, is one of the best in the league. So I really like the Golden Knights in this one.
So it's still at 5.5. You can get that at minus 120.
That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, this next one, I know we disagree on this one, Connor. This is the one we disagreed on. Ducks at Predators. The Predators are minus 150 at home. Saros is in net for the Preds. 2.46 goals allowed per game and a 0.919 save percentage. And then Johnny Gibson is in net for the Ducks. 2.31 goals allowed per game and a .926 save percentage. And like I said, this one was tough. It was kind of a toss up. The Ducks 3-2-2 away from home, and the Preds are 4-3 at home. And so, really, with a toss up like this, I just went with the better goaltender, so I went with the Ducks.
Well, I did not go with the Ducks. I definitely went with the Predators. Ducks were good for me for one game, and then they just shattered my heart game after game after game. So many times.
So,
Predators have been consistent for me. I got to stick with the Predators.
The over 5.5 was plus value, and I think you just described it why both these tenders are pretty good. But whenever the over 5.5 is at plus value, you know I'm going to take that shit all day.
there you go.
You have a dog in this fight?
Sure don't. Pucks on net, baby.
Usually, Dizz doesn't. If he goes for an over in a game, he usually doesn't bet the same game on any side of it. But I don't.
Right.
You know, it is what it is.
Did you hold on? Did you take the over in the Golden Knights?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
All right, the next game, Penguins at the Jets. The Jets are minus 122 at home. Jari is in net for the Penguins, 2.17 goals allowed per game and a .927 save percentage. Now, how do you say this name? Helbiak? Helbiak? I don't know. Whatever his name is, he's in net for the Jets. 2.63 goals allowed per game and a .918 save percentage. But there was one single stat that sold this game for me, and it's the fact that the Winnipeg Jets are 7-1-1 at home. Penguins are 3-2-2 away, but the Jets just don't lose at home, so I'll take the Jets at minus 122 on the money line.
I think the Jets have probably the best goalie in hockey, so I would find it hard to believe that the Penguins would come out and win with multiple goals, and I think the Jets are just going to hammer them.
Were you also looking at the under in this game, Connor?
What was that at 5.5?
I don't think I've ever seen a hockey game go below 5.
Yeah, I took the under, and the under is favored right now, under 5.5. I think the only way this hits over is if the Jets go in like 6-0.
Yeah,
the Penguins.
Just put it.
I don't think the Penguins are going to let them take it to the house.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Okay. The next one, Senators at Avalanche. Avalanche, huge home favorites here at minus 375 on the money line. Gustavsson is in net for the Senators. I really got to get better at these goalie names. But 3.01 goals allowed per game and a .915 save percentage on the season. And then Kemper is in net for the Avs. 2.549 goals allowed per game and a .915 save percentage, so identical save percentages between these two goalies. But the Avalanche are 4-2-1 at home compared to the Senators being 1-3-1 away. And then the Senators are 1-7 straight up in their last 8, whereas the Avalanche are 4-1 in their last 5. So I believe we're both on the Avalanche minus 1.5 to get better value at minus 132.
Yes, we are. And another thing to mention is the Senators. This is their first game back after the whole team had COVID.
Good point.
So something else to watch. They've been out for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Avalanche has just been dominating teams for the past week.
That's right. I forgot about that. They've been out for a week with COVID. First game back, and they have to travel to Colorado again at altitude. It may be a long, tough night for the probably shorthanded Senators. I assume they still might be down some people recovering from COVID.
Could be.
So
I didn't look. And I think the name was Gustafson.
Not Gustavsson.
Gustav.
It was a valiant effort.
I like it. At least you're trying.
That's right. That's right. And then, is this the final game on the ice? It is. The Hurricanes at the Sharks. The Hurricanes are minus 162 on the money line. Now, the Hurricanes are playing their backup goalie. His name is Ranta. 2.27 goals allowed per game with a .906 save percentage. Reamer is in net for the Sharks with a 1.98 goals allowed per game with a .938 save percentage. So based off of those numbers there, you would look at maybe even the under in that one. But the Sharks are 3-1 at home, but the Hurricanes are 8-1 away. So we're rolling with the Hurricanes here.
These are both very strong offenses. I find it. Oh, I think both of their goals average per game is going to go up after this game. Assuming the Sharks can keep up with the Hurricanes. I'm also taking the Hurricanes in this. But both offenses are extremely good, know how to score, know how to go down ice really fast. But yeah, I got to go with Hurricanes on this. Sharks were very good at the beginning. They were undefeated, one of the last few undefeated teams, along with the Panthers and Oilers early on. But they have not been that consistent team ever since then. It seems like they've lost so many games since.
Yeah. Yep. And Diz, isn't it true that historically the Sharks haven't been a very good hockey team?
Yes.
Connor was like, the Sharks, I thought they were going to be good this year because the way they started. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they just overperformed early on, and now they're kind of reverting back to the Sharks of old.
They've
had
had
some
playoff. They've had some playoff runs, but they're historically not pretty good.
To be fair, this is the first year I'm diving deep.
Well, right, exactly. And that's kind of what I was telling you. And that's, neither here nor there. But I was just, yeah. But
yeah,
we got the Canes in that one. So there's our NBA, NHL preview for tonight. Again, let us know if you like it. Let us know if you don't. We can always go back to our old episode, or we can keep doing it like this. Just whatever you guys are feeling, let us know. That's the biggest thing is we can't make the show better if we don't know what you think about certain things. So let's get into the Dumbest Dummy Competition and review what happened on Friday. I went 1-2. My guy LaMelo Ball came in clutch for me with the big hit. Connor, how did you do?
I went 2-2. My football Friday fell apart. I may have gone 2-2 in that. Once I saw one leg miss, I just stopped looking at it. Yep. So, yeah, I had one at a plus value that I hit, and the other at minus. Chelsea won, so my source was good, even though they were strongly biased for the Chelsea team. So it was good. And I'm sure everyone who watches soccer is like, well, yeah, why wouldn't you pick Chelsea? Like,
yeah, just like probably everyone thought you should pick Man United over Wolford, and then they lost 4-1, and their coach got fired. So, yeah, tough times to be Man United. Diz, I should say, how did my Dumbest Dummy Competition bet go for you on Friday?
It hit. It was a great pick, plus value, of course. But I will just say Michigan State lost by 49. So that is not great for your boy. And I don't know what you're doing, but if you cannot make that noise ever again, you were right. I was wrong.
OH?
No.
Oh, man. I was really hoping to get an IO out of someone, but that's okay. I'm not an Ohio State fan, but I was wildly correct. So we'll move on and leave it at that. So in the competition at this point, I am up 7.49 units. Connor's up 8.77 units, and Dizz is up 4.21 units. So we're all up, we're all positive, and we're all right there. We're all right there to fight. All right, do you want me to go first in my competition bets? Does anyone else want to take the floor?
Go ahead and send it.
Okay. This first one. Well, these first two, we're going to the NBA, and we're actually going to the same game for both of these bets. We're looking at the Magic Bucks game. Now, this first one, plus 950, I'm going my boy Mo Bamba, first basket. Shout out to my guy Shaq West for a banger of a song. If this one hits tonight, we're listening to it all night long. Now, he wins the tip 65% of the time. And yes, Mo Bamba does the tip off, and I'm still picking him to get the first basket. He wins the tip 65% of the time compared to the person who he is going up against wins it 38% of the time. So advantage Mo Bamba there. And these teams played on Saturday. Mo Bamba won the tip on Saturday. So we're going there. Now, Mo does not take a lot of first attempts. However, he is tied for first on the team in first team field goals and first game field goals this season. And the icing on top of the cake here, boys, the Bucks have given up the most first basket goals to centers. Out of all the positions, they give up first baskets to centers more than any other position. So give me Mo Bamba first basket. Now, we're staying in this game. We're going on the other side of the court. We're going Grayson Allen, 5+ 3-pointers tonight at plus 590. I'm very clearly attacking this Bucks versus Magic game, but this is a good value pick. When they played on Saturday, Allen hit 4 threes and went 4 for 11 from 3-point range. He is averaging 42% from 3 this season. If he shoots 11 3-pointers again and then keeps his percentage at that same rate, he would end up hitting 5 threes with some rounding involved. But, it is what it is. I might be a bit of a stretch here and I might be reaching a bit, but I think it's good value here nonetheless. And then my final competition bet here, I'm going to the NFL game. I am going Evan Ingram, first touchdown scorer at plus 1,800. Yes, I know, Connor. You're giving me that look like, what the heck are you doing? But we did talk.
Like that.
We did talk about it. Evan Ingram has become a big portion of the Giants' offense. All we need is the Giants to get the ball first, and we might have a chance. Again, this is a pure value pick for me. I mean, plus 1,800 for someone that scores quite often for the Giants. I love that. Ingram has gotten a touchdown in 2 straight games. He's clearly a favorite target for Jones, and then just getting this at plus 1,800 is just fantastic value for a player of his caliber and skill. So, Evan Ingram, first touchdown scorer. Got some good value tonight, Connor.
All right.
I can see you
plus value.
I can see you're shaking in your boots over there.
Oh yeah, you know me. What was the? I know I saw it today. What's your record on bets?
6-20, maybe.
Ooh, shaking in my boots.
6-20, but I'm still only down to you by 1.3 units. So
right. Heard a lot of 0-3 nights. Just saying.
That is true.
This is looking like another one.
No, I'm gonna go 3-0 and shock the world tonight.
I do want to shout out Dizz on having the best record in this competition. Maybe not the best value in the most units up, but you are 11-11. Last I saw, the only one going 500 or better.
Wow. I appreciate that shout out. That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
But one of those is my pick, so I mean,
he agreed with you and took it over the pick.
I'm never choosing you again, Pat.
I know. But anyways, Connor, what's your competition bets for tonight?
All right, I'm taking it to the basketball court for 3 of my picks, and then the ice for 1 of my picks. So it was talked about earlier. Avalanche -1.5 versus Senators. I said that first thing when I got into work this morning.
You did? Yep.
So I was like, you should hammer this big time, especially since the Senators, this is going to be their first game back. And I didn't even think about the Colorado aspect of it until another coworker of ours had mentioned that later in the day. So I think that's going to be an easy one. Got that at minus 138. Okay, basketball. Easiest one. I took the Timberwolves minus 2.5 versus the Pelicans. We already discussed that. Valley, we get that at minus 110. Suns, I had them at -6 versus the Spurs. I believe it's come down to -5.5. So basically the same thing. Minus 106. Last one, and I had mentioned this, the Bulls versus the Pacers. So the line is at -2 right now. I am taking an alternate spread of what I took them at this morning, -5.5. And we're looking at plus 150. So I wanted to get some better value. Plus, I wanted to be more like Dizz and had a lot more of these hit. Try and break even or better.
There you go. All right, Dizz.
WWDD. What would Dizz do?
Oh, uh-oh. The Hawks Thunder game just the betting on it's locked. I wonder if they just announced that SGA is out tonight. Well,
I do want to mention
Hey, try to say his name while you're at it.
Nope, I'm good.
I do want to say for the WWDD, we already know what Diz would do, and he would take the over 5.5.
Exactly.
That is true. That is true.
Exactly.
All right, Diz. Oh, yep. Look at that. SGA is out tonight, and I hope you guys were live and you took it. Now I got to look and see what I can get the Hawks 30 plus at tonight. But we nailed that one, Connor. We were all over that one.
Oof.
All right, Diz, what do you got for your best bet?
All right. I got to be quick and then I got to sign off. But I got Ducks Preds over 5.5. You touched it briefly, just plus value at a 5.5. I'm taking it. Then I'm teasing NBA. Hornets up to 10.5, Cavs up to 11.5, and Rockets up to 18. So all underdogs, 6-point teaser. Give that to me, and then a same game parlay to get some value. Bucks minus 6.5, over 44.5. Gronkowski anytime touchdown scorer, and then Daniel Jones over 21.5 rushing yards. The guy always pops on prime time with his legs because he can't pass.
That was
Bingo.
a
That's
lot
it.
of information. You're gonna have.
I got to roll.
You're gonna have to text that to us because there's no way we caught any of that.
Sure thing.
But I have some formation of that same game parlay in my Hail Mary same game parlay, so it feels good to know we're kind of riding together on some of these.
Hell yeah. Deuces, boys. Good pod.
See you Wednesday, Diz.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the green monster is gone. It is just us. So I guess that leaves us for the best bets, Connor.
All right.
It's what we say goes. So anything can happen, right?
Yeah. Very true.
We kind of already well, first off, as a group, we were down 2.29 units. We had a tough night on Friday, but that's okay. We'll get it back. So I think we said we want the Bulls at whatever spread it's at right now. Is it at 2 right now?
Yeah, it's at -2.
Okay, so I is it minus 110?
Minus 118 now.
Yeah, we'll take that.
They're about to shift it.
Also, that line for the Hawks is now up to 13. I'm taking the Hawks plus 31 at plus 900.
Oof. Oof.
That's not a best bet. That's not a competition bet. That's just a me thinking, calling my shot. And with SGA being out, the Hawks are going to win by more than 31 points.
The confidence you seem to have with this.
It could be my downfall, but that's what I'm going with.
You did 31.5?
Well, no. It's so they're called like what are they called? Winning margin bands.
Okay.
And if you see you hit show all or whatever, if you go down to Atlanta Hawks 31 plus, it's at plus 900. I'm calling it, man. I'm calling it. but anyways, we like the Bulls. We also do we want to do Sabres, Blue Jackets over,
I have that listed. Over 5.5 and -110.
and then do I have a pen somewhere? I need to write these down.
Do we want to touch on the football game at all for this?
We can. Are you saying as the best bet, or just talk about it in general?
Well, we didn't really talk about it at all. I don't know. Well, there might not be anything to talk about because it's just going to be
Well, so here's the thing. So Giants at Buccaneers. Giants are getting. So Giants
11
are
and
11 and a half point underdogs, which seems like a lot, and you think the Buccaneers would cruise, but I heard a bunch of trends that actually state that the Giants should cover this game.
I actually am glad to hear that because I have Giants in the points that I took for Football Friday. I took as it wasn't one of my Football Friday picks, but I did make this pick on Friday.
So I would lean taking the Giants in the points.
Would you take the Giants money line?
No, I would absolutely not. That was not part of the deal, Connor.
I thought you were a Danny Dimes fan.
I don't mind Danny Dimes. I like what he does with his legs, but I don't know that I trust his arm.
Even when he's running with no one around him and falls at the 5-yard line, you like what he does with his legs?
Hey, he just got to get more than like 25 rushing yards, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah. How do you feel about so I see 2 boosts on here for the game. I see 1+ touchdown scored in each quarter.
I don't like that.
You don't like either team to score a touchdown? Okay. Tom Brady to pass for 250 plus and Leonard Fournette to have a touchdown.
If I were to choose one of those 2 boosts, I would choose that second one.
Okay. That one I did go with. First one I did not. It could be like quarter 3 that no one scores.
Right. You just never know, right? And
Yeah.
I think there might be some rain early on in this game, so maybe the conditions aren't great at the start of the game, and so there's no touchdown scored in that first quarter. And then once the conditions clear up a little bit, then they start scoring in bunches. But yeah, I don't like that one.
Mr. Weatherman, I always forget to think about the weather for these games.
You know I live for the weather. This is prime weather under season.
You should do those. You should do those pools that they have on DraftKings for where you pick the weather in like different states and whatnot. What you think is going to be the over under like 65 degrees and
oh yeah,
like Georgia. Yeah,
it's electric. Who says no? So are we going with? Do we have another best bet, or are we just rolling with 2?
I feel better about 3.
Okay. You want to go Timberwolves minus whatever versus the Pelicans then?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man, I wasn't even thinking about that one. Let's do it.
Okay.
Timberwolves.
So Timberwolves Bulls, and then over in the Sabres Blue Jackets game.
You got it.
Good deal.
Timberwolves are -3. You said.
Yeah. Let me see what they're currently at.
I see -3.
Yep, -3.
There's 110. All right. Gotcha.
Lock it in.
Locked.
All right, Connor, I got 2 Hail Mary parlays for you. Do you want the multi-sport or do you want the Hail Mary same game parlay?
Let's do same game, but I briefly looked at them, but do not recall what they were. I know I just glanced over it. So
first off,
is it $10?
It is. It is $10, but it is risk-free on FanDuel. Usually I do this on Thursday night. I didn't this week, so I saved it for Monday night. So I do have a $10 risk-free on FanDuel. It is to win $1,762.61. One of these is going to hit someday, Connor.
All right. I'm glad I guessed that amount. I was telling you I didn't look at it because I thought you were going to have me guess.
For some reason, I thought you just meant the legs of it. I didn't realize that you meant the value. That's on me. We'll get you. We'll get you for the multi-sport.
All right.
All right. So it's the Buccaneers Giants game, like we said earlier. So we got Mike Evans over 64.5 receiving yards. Gronk, he is officially playing over 30.5 receiving yards. Playoff Lenny, my boy, Leonard Fournette, over 26.5 receiving yards and over 64.5 rushing yards and an anytime touchdown. Lenny is going to eat tonight. And then Gronk also anytime touchdown. Dizz mentioned that on his. I do think Gronk scores tonight. Danny Dimes over 22.5 rushing yards. That was another leg that Dizz also had. And then I also like Tom Brady over half a rushing yard. He just has to get positive yards on a rush and then not need it enough times to get back to the zero. We're in this dangerous territory again. But I don't have any response. I'm doing it again. Over half a rushing yard.
You didn't learn your lesson.
Last time it was like 3.5, and he got to like 4 or 5, and then needed 3 times to get under that. I'm hoping he just busts one for like 10 yards tonight, and then we can sleep easy.
Well, he's good for a few QB sneaks typically in a game. So.
Right. That's all it takes. Like a fourth and 1, or a on the goal line, just a nice little quarterback dive, get him that 1 yard.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, get a couple of those, and we're set.
Yeah. He's I think they said the best QB sneak quarterback in the NFL. So
there you go. Who says no?
Bettors in Vegas.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
you're right.
They want their money.
All right. Now we have the Hail Mary multi-sport parlay of the day. It's with the 2 sports we talked about today: NBA, NHL. Connor, to give you a heads up, it is 10 legs, 6 in the NBA, 4 in the NHL. What are you feeling?
Are we looking at 3,200?
Oh gosh, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
3,200?
It's been $2,000. It's been $4,000.
But that was $10 to win 1,700, and now this one is just $1, and you're saying 3,200.
No. I know your same game was 1,700. I'm talking about the last 2 times you had a $1 bet.
Yeah.
Because I know you gave Dizz crap for guessing $2,000, and you're like, no, not even close. It was 4, and now it's only $500. What are you doing?
I know it is $1 to win $559.30. But hey, the slate tonight's not big. There's not a lot going on, so I went with my more confident picks. So we'll start in the NBA with 6. We got Wizards -4 versus the Hornets. Nets -7.5 versus the Cavs. Yes, that line moved that much for no reason. Timberwolves -3.5 versus the Pelicans. Bulls -4.5 versus the Pacers. Suns -6.5 versus Spurs. And Jazz -10 versus the Grizzlies. And then we got on the ice, we got Golden Knights moneyline versus the Blues. Jets moneyline versus Penguins. Avalanche -1.5 versus Senators. And finally, Hurricanes moneyline versus the Sharks.
Beautiful.
All right,
Connor.
Yeah.
It's
you're either hot or you're due, and I hate to say it, but I think we're due.
Yeah.
All right, Connor, anything you need to get off your chest before we get out of here? I have something that I do want to get off my chest and talk about, but I'll let you go first if you have anything.
Okay. I've been harsh, very harsh and critical of the Philadelphia Eagles, and they came out and just laid it on the Saints. They came out swinging. Jordan Howard had himself a game. Sanders needed to grab some bench for a little bit. That dude could not hold on to the ball in his own red zone. So, I'm glad to see we're running the ball a lot more. All 3 running backs got a huge piece of it. I'm sorry, my man Kenny G couldn't suit up for the game. We already had 3 running backs out there. Sad to see that. I hope it's not the end of Kenny G, but it very well could be. I had mentioned once Sanders gets healthy, it's going to be very difficult to push someone aside on this team, especially since Howard did especially well these past 3 games. So sad to see, but the Eagles did great. Don't give Hurts too much airtime under the ball.
3 rushing touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah, see? He should move it with his legs. I'm talking about.
Triple option. I still think we should go back to that. Let's not count that out. But that was exactly what I was going to talk about. I was going to say, are the Eagles and the Colts, are they good? Are they for real? Are we ready to classify that?
I think you have to have more than a 2-game winning streak to call it a little more than that.
That's fair. That's fair. Now, I did hear this on Hammer Don today, and this is really juicy, and I'm curious at what you think about it. So if you
Me, really?
so if you take the Patriots, the Colts, and the Eagles all to win their division right now, you can get plus 1772 or 17,000 odds on that. I know you're thinking Cowboys, Titans, Bills, but the Patriots are leading their division.
Yeah, not so much thinking the Bills.
The Colts just beat the Bills, and the Titans just lost to the Texans. And then the Eagles have looked better of late. The Cowboys have lost 2 straight. For that value, is it worth taking that as a flyer? I mean, almost, right?
The one that worries me the most. Well, which one do you think worries me the most?
I think the Eagles one worries me the most.
The Colts one worries me the most because you've played the Titans twice.
Correct.
The Eagles still have to play the Cowboys
Twice or
again,
just once?
just one more time.
Okay.
So they could split, which would make it a lot easier for the Eagles to make the playoffs than it would the Colts.
Correct.
The Colts have to win out, and the Titans, don't they have to lose out?
No.
Or close to it?
You keep saying that, but so the Colts are 2 games back from the Titans, but we would have to take the lead over the Titans. So we would have to win 3 games where they lose 3 games.
Okay.
Which isn't great considering we don't play them anymore. Right.
And if they have division games left, I would assume that they could handle the Jaguars and the Texans fairly well.
The Colts or the Titans?
Titans. Well, both teams, but you don't want the Titans to beat them.
The Titans just lost to the Texans, so.
Well, they have another game, don't they?
I don't know. I don't know who the Titans have played and who they haven't played, but
okay.
Still, you would think though if the Titans lost to the Texans by as bad as they did, that the Texans might be able to handle them again. And the Jaguars are almost a sneaky good team. Not good. Good's not the right term. A sneaky decent team. Let's leave it at that.
Sneaky bad.
Yeah.
Bad. They're bad. I'll say it. They're terrible.
That's okay. But
there's a reason we send them to London every year.
Fair. Very fair. But that was just something I wanted to throw your way.
Yeah. I know the Eagles have 2 games against the Giants still, 2 games against Washington still, then the Buccaneers and the Cowboys one more time. So, I mean, it looks like a much easier road for the Eagles up front. I'm not sure how much of the schedule is tough for the Cowboys still. But I'm hoping it's a little more rough down the road for them from an Eagles fan perspective. But since I have them winning the division, I kind of also would like for them to win, so I have money on it. But either way, I'd be fine with it.
Okay. All right. Good deal. All right. Thank you all for listening. As we mentioned earlier, with it being a weird Thanksgiving week, we will have a show tomorrow. It'll more than likely be just me. It'll be really, really short episode. I'll give you a rundown of my picks for the night and all that good stuff. But then Wednesday is that 100th episode spectacular. You're going to want to make sure you're watching, listening on Wednesday. So just keep an eye out for that one. So thank you all for listening, and I will see you all tomorrow.